everyone. Welcome to She Invests. We are just getting started here in 3 minutes. So hang on there and grab a cup of coffee or your favorite beverage, and we will join in a minute. Thank you for all our attendees who have joined. Hi. How are you doing today? We will get started in a minute or two. So just grab your favorite beverage and sit tight. Hi there. Hi for joining. We are here at Investeek going live in 2 minutes. So grab a beverage and get seated, and we'll get started in 2 minutes. Thank you so much for joining today and spending your Saturday afternoon with us, or wherever in the world you are, joining us on this Saturday. So thank you so much, or Sunday, sorry. So yeah, grab a beverage and join us. We'll get started in 2 minutes. Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining again. I think we are getting ready to get started. Thank you so much, Anu, for that comment. Yeah, we are so excited with this new initiative also. So with that, welcome everyone. This is She Invests. It's a new initiative by Investeek. At Investeek, we are passionate to make every young individual financially savvy and take control of their own finances. My name is Cookie, and I'm the co-founder of Investeek, and I welcome you today to She Invests. Women, unfortunately, are behind their male counterparts when it comes to investing and taking control of their own finances. And don't get me wrong, we are making a lot of progress. We are making progress mostly in those metro cities. But most of the times, women still depend on their fathers or brothers or husbands or even boyfriends to take care of their finances. And we want to change that. We want women to take control of their finances and be aware of where they can invest their money, how they can invest their money, why is it important, and so on and so forth. So we have started this new series called She Invests, where we highlight the journey of women who invest for their futures, who are doing a great job with it, and who we can learn from, and learn from their journey, learn from their mistakes, and so on and so forth. So today we are going to talk to Aakriti Jhunjunwala, who is not only a great investor and who invests for her future and is taking control of her finances, but she's also the founder of an investing firm that specializes in equity markets called Trade Tarazu. So without further ado, let's invite Aakriti this morning. Hi Aakriti, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course, and we're very excited to share your journey with our speakers today, or with our viewers today. So yeah, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So I'm based in Calcutta in India. I did my college, my undergraduate from Stern School of Business in New York University. That's when I first got acquainted to finance and investments. And after that, I worked for 2 years with BNP Paribas, which is a French bank. 1 year was in New York, and another year was in Sydney, Australia. After that, I moved back to India because I was quite intrigued with investments and trading, equity trading. So I wanted to start up my own venture. So I moved back to India almost 5 years ago, and that's what I've been doing. So currently, I'm an equity trader, and I also do advising for HNIs for investments. And yeah, I'm trying to be in the world of finance, being a woman in a
Right.
smaller city in India, and still trying to make my mark and
That's great.
learn.
Actually, You were doing great. So first of all, kudos to that you even started your own investing firm. I guess for our viewers who might not be aware of HNI, what is HNI? Can you please elaborate a little bit?
High net worth individuals.
Right. Okay.
So basically, people who are having large amounts of savings and money that they would like to invest. So I advise them in which areas that they can invest their money, whether it's equity, debt, mutual funds. There are various channels. I specialize in equities, direct equity
Gotcha.
investments.
Okay, so like going back a little bit, let's go back to when you were younger and when you were maybe in college or something. When did you start investing? Like when did this idea about when did you learn about the idea of investing?
So it goes back even before college. So I grew up in a business household. My grandfather was an occasional investor. My father, he did his MBA from IIM, and so he formalized on that education. And so when I was in class 10, my father said that there's this seminar that's being held on trading. And so that's basically equities. And so I went there. There's a school of thought called technical analysis. So, for people who don't know, there are two schools of thought. One is fundamental analysis, where you look at what a company is, you look at their balance sheet, you look at their valuations, what it does in extreme like detail. And the other is technical analysis, where you look at the price patterns of any company's stock. And you look at volume, market sentiment, and you kind of analyze those patterns, thinking that history will repeat itself. So I went for a seminar on technical analysis at the encouragement of my father. That's back in when I was still in grade 10. And that's
Wow.
where I kind of started. I really enjoyed it. It was very dynamic and volatile and exciting. And it also was very fruitful, profitable. So I thought that this is great because it would allow me to have my financial freedom to earn well and to apply my intellect without having to, a lot of businesses in India have a lot of issues with bureaucracy and getting permissions, legal hassles. But this was something that just me, my laptop, and my research and the amount of work I would put into it, that's the result I would get.
Very amazing. That's amazing. So you learned at 10 in 10 standard. That's like way early than most people or most women, even probably way into their 20s, they still don't know what investing is. So that's amazing, first of all.
But that's
So
totally okay. You can learn whenever you want. Whenever
yeah,
you
yeah,
start is a
definitely.
good time to
Yeah.
start.
Age is definitely not a issue here. Whenever you decide that you want to start investing, that's like the first decision to make, I guess. So I guess when you
Absolutely.
started, right? So you learned in 10th standard, but when you started, when you had your money first, and when you started making those first investments, when you bought your first stock or whatever that might be, is there like, did you make any mistakes or like, is there something now that you can go back and be like, oh my God, how did I do that?
Sure, of course, of course, of course. I made mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. So I think I'll talk about when I first started trading professionally, because you can, I mean, trade almost recreationally, and that is something you won't really lose a large sum of money. But once you make it your profession and you actually want to see consistent returns on a monthly basis, that's where it becomes tricky. So when I first started 5 years back, I didn't have a proper trading system, which is the number one mistake that people make. Whether it's investments or trading, I mean it interchangeably. So that means that you have to have a plan before you buy any stock and before you make any kind of investment. So you have to know what is your risk, what is the maximum amount of risk you're willing to take that you can tolerate, and what is your targeted reward, so that you can, once you reach that reward, you don't get greedy and like keep waiting for more, but you start progressively booking your profits.
Okay.
So it's very popular saying that investments and trading is about managing two emotions, fear and greed. So someone who is able to manage those two emotions is going to be successful in this field. So I
Gotcha.
made a mistake, as with everyone, in this emotion management.
Okay, okay. So I guess when you started, you were sort of more fearful about like the returns, and maybe you had a couple of losses or something like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so basically you are never able to book your losses. That's the
Okay.
biggest. Anyone will tell you always become this eternal optimist, and you feel that just now the stock will turn around. Just now it's gonna happen, and I'm gonna wait. I can tolerate more. But that is a really bad way to go about it. You should have a stop loss. Stop loss is like the holy rule in trading, and you should adhere to it absolutely as the law.
Gotcha. And then did you like have any support from family? Did anyone teach you from your family, or were you just by yourself? You were like,
No, I was extremely lucky. My father is a trader and investor. As I mentioned, so was my grandfather. My father was with me every step of the way, and in the start, I would run all my trades by him, and then
oh
slowly,
wow,
slowly,
that's
I gained
amazing.
confidence to do it by myself. But nowadays, even since 5 years since I started, like channels like yours, Investeek, they are the kind of support. If you don't have somebody in your family or your colleagues and peers who's in this field, you can reach out on social media, on
Right,
applications. There are so many channels on Twitter
right.
that can provide you the support that you need,
Right. No, and I
the
totally agree
guidance.
with that. And there's also like you don't have to do it yourself, right? You can always go to an advisor, just like yours. I mean, you're dealing with high net professionals, but for like individuals who just want to invest in money and they don't want to do it themselves, they can just go to an advisor. So yeah, like you said, Investeek, well, there are several other resources. We provide a lot of like blogs and tools on our website. So men or women, they can come and read. And if they don't want to read, we also have like a database of advisor. So in your city,
Hmm.
you can find the one that's closer to you and then just go to them. So that's also an option. Okay,
Absolutely.
I guess I just wanted to again give out a shout out. We have about 7 viewers. Thank you so much for joining. We have Aakriti Jhunjunwala here talking to us about investments and how women can take control of their own journeys into their own hands. So I guess now let's talk a little bit about if I'm like if I'm a I mean obviously I'm a woman and I have no idea, zero
Hmm.
clue, right? How
Yeah.
do I go about investing my money? Maybe I just started working. I just started
Hmm.
working. I have some, and then obviously I have a salary and I have some, first
Hmm.
of all, let's
Hmm.
start from the beginning, right? So I have a salary. I don't know how much I should be saving. So how much should I be saving and how do I go about, like, should I just let it sit in the bank account or what, like some basic steps?
Okay, so if you're really just starting out with no prior knowledge, the first thing I would recommend is to consult a professional because everyone's circumstance is very different. So you should consult somebody. I mean, I'm happy to help anyone, any of the viewers who are watching, plan their finances when they're starting out. A good framework is that you have one third of your paycheck which goes towards your expenses, which are like your major expenses, like your house and your food, your rent, and the one third should be to your discretionary expenses, your entertainment, travel, shopping, those sort of things, and one
Right,
third should be saved
right,
and invested for the future. So there are again various channels of putting your money and of investing. It depends on how much risk you need. So if you are very risk averse, you want a low return. So it's kind of if you have low risk, you'll get low return. It's proportional.
right,
If you have high
right,
risk, then you get should hopefully get higher returns.
right.
Uh, if you have low risk, then you can look into some things like mutual funds and
Okay,
fixed deposits, debt investments. Mutual funds would be in the medium risk category. And if you're in high risk, then you can look at investing in stocks. And
mm-hmm.
so, again, I would not advise anybody to go ahead and just buy something, buy a stock, and then because it's your hard-earned money, and you should really be careful with it. And if you are smart about it, you can actually multiply that one third which you're carving out for investments that can really multiply over time.
Right,
Um, yeah, consult a professional, look
right,
at different channels. I would say Investeek is a good forum. You have Money Control, Investopedia,
right,
Zerodha. These have all the basic tools that you need. If you are not from a financial background, if you have not done your education, if you've never invested, definitely find someone who is from there and can guide you. And
Right.
so before you put your money there, you can do mock trading and mock investments. Just make a portfolio on a money control app and see how your stock selection and how your portfolio is faring over time.
That's a great
So
idea. Yeah.
these are the steps. Definitely get someone professional, educate yourself, do your mock, and then go live.
Right. Very good. Yeah. So those were great ideas. Just like, first of all, save one third. Secondly, like you can invest mutual funds are for the medium investor, but you can also invest, you can also do the mock trading. So do the mock one on, you said it was money control?
Yeah, Money Control, Investopedia, Zerodha.
Yeah.
These are good. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you can do your mock trading, and then when you feel comfortable and you see how your stocks are doing, and then you can jump into it. Or you can directly go to financial advisor. That's also a possibility.
Right.
Thank you so much for our viewers. I think we have some questions here. So I guess I will try to uh, ask you those questions. Chirag Jain asked here, so in trading, there's very less chance of going wrong as time is just running against you every day. So how do you manage it?
Um, well, Chirag, I'd have to disagree. There's a lot of chances of going wrong in trading because of the immense time pressure and because, especially in a volatile market, so you manage it the way I had said earlier. You have a very strict, very precise trading plan, and then you follow that plan. So you make sure you know what price you're entering at. So if, for example, I'm buying everyone may be familiar with the Bata stock. Bata, they make shoes, the shoe brand in India. So if I'm buying, so what is my entry level? What are the reasons why I feel that from here the price is going to increase more? And as time goes by, are those reasons actually coming into action? And then at what level do I think will this value kind of stagnate and then start falling or, start stagnating? So what is my exit price? And should
Okay.
for any reason my thing go against me, like my reasoning and my trading like strategy, so then at what level will I cut my loss?
Okay.
So is it net? Is it, do I have a 5% loss threshold or 10%? So having a trading plan and sticking to it religiously is very important. And that's what is going to help you kind of beat the volatility and beat the time pressure.
Sounds good. And I guess we also have one more question from him. How do you manage when you have some large losses in your fundamental portfolio?
Chirag, I think everyone has been there. In at least one or two stocks, you are unable to book the loss. I think it's just learn from your mistakes, right? And don't keep repeating them and be more cautious, be more systematic. There is no room for emotion in trading and gut feeling and I think it will do this, but why? Question yourself, formalize your thoughts, and and like put them down. Like, why do
Right.
you think that this is happened? What did I learn from this mistake? If you have
Right.
a large loss, definitely evaluate your portfolio and see that where is it possible for me to book my losses. And please know, paper loss, unbooked loss is still loss. It doesn't mean that you are not in loss. You must book it, and you can use that money that even if you are 50% down, that 50% of your capital can be invested and hopefully
Right.
grow in the future in the correct vehicle.
Right. Right. That's true. We have one more question from Anoop here. Anoop asks, do you see current index levels sustainable? How do you manage trades in bear market?
Bear markets are my favorite. I'm a huge bear. I make more money in the when the market is falling, and that gives me some kind of sadistic joy. I must admit. Um, so the current index levels, if you're talking about Nifty, we saw a huge correction on Friday itself,
Right.
3% on the index, Anoop. So I actually feel that that is a good sign because I was not very happy with the level at which the market was.
Market is
And
going.
I think this is a great opportunity. We will see if you want to be really technical. I think 14,200 is a support, as in we can see the market fall till there, and 14,900 is a resistance that so if you're anywhere between this area, I personally feel that we will be whipsawing between these two levels. And if
Okay.
we cross any of these thresholds, then we will see the market enter in, either a new upside or a new downside.
Gotcha.
Um,
Thank you so much,
so
Anjani
yeah,
7894 for your comment there. I guess so. I would just ask, going back to our initial conversation, right, of how investing is very important for women. And so I just want to like for you to give out a message to women there. How has it changed your life? Like if you didn't invest, how would it have been different? You know, like if you were not in control of your finances, and I know you're getting
right.
married, so congratulations. So
Thank
like if
you.
your father or husband was managing your finances, how do you feel managing your own finances?
I feel like I'm independent. It's extremely important to me that I'm in control. I know a lot of my colleagues and peers out there, they go to they have a job and then they earn a salary. And after working so hard on that salary, that one third that gets remaining, they hand it over to their fathers or their husbands, and they're not monitoring their investment part. So I feel like you should be totally in control because you're working hard for the money and
Hmm.
that you are earning, and it can really help secure your future. So women especially, they shouldn't be afraid. It is like any other field. If you educate yourself, you can do it. Why not? If you're doing anything in arts, humanities, sciences, this is also just another field. It is not extremely complicated. It is fairly intuitive,
Right.
and yeah, so for all women, I feel you should educate yourself, take full control, and personally, it's a huge form of liberation that I don't need to
Yes.
rely on anybody else
Yeah.
for my finances.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, and I think you summarized it really well. Um, it's very important that you take it's like any other field, right? Like women have done so much in these days. Women have become pilots and they have studied like rocket science and whatnot. They're in
Yeah,
NASA. So it's just like other field. You can just learn it yourself and it gives you kind of an independence, liberation, and it gives you that sort of confidence that you're able
mhm.
to kind of do your own thing, right? And you have the
Yeah,
ability
and
then to spend on whatever you want when you want it.
right. And also, even if you're reaching out to a money manager, you should still know what is going
Right.
on, and you should not trust anybody blindly, and you should be taking accounts with them every quarter and figuring out whether they're doing a good job with your money or not.
Right. Totally. I agree with you. I think this was a great session. Is there any final message that you would want to send our viewers? We have about 10 viewers right now. Anything else you want to say, parting message?
No, thank you for having me. And I hope that, I just want to say that if I can do it, and I know I've had a formal education in the field, but I think that it's extremely easy to learn in this day and age of everything being online and digital education. So if any of the viewers here would like any help, they can reach out to me on my Insta handle, or, reach out to you and you can forward them their questions and queries to me. And it's something that we should really encourage in women to be in control of their finances, and it's extremely liberating, and I hope I can help anybody who needs help with that.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, and I agree with you totally. And I think, as you mentioned, our viewers can reach out to you. Akriti is at always Aki, right? And at the rate Trade Tarazu on Instagram,
Yeah,
so you can
yeah.
find her there if you have questions, and you can follow her. Or you can also reach out to us if you have questions, and we can redirect you. We are at Investeek on Instagram. We have at Investeek on Twitter, and we also have a website. Check out www.investeek.com. We have tons of articles. We have tons of stories about men who are investing, and and women, obviously, men and women who are investing and learning from their journeys. But we'll also keep continue to do this series, She Invests, so that we can focus on women who have taken control of their finances. Thank you so much for joining us. all of you, and have a
Thank
great day.
you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Bye.